Well, hello. How's it going? What's the day today? It's Wednesday. Didn't stream yesterday. It feels a little bit odd, but we're here now. Hi. How are you? What did you do? How are you doing? Let me know. Um, who do we have here? Hi, Code Gas. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name correct, but hi. How is it going? Hey Marco, hello. We have some crowds straight away from the start. That's nice. Usually I need to sit here a little bit chatting to myself, but now I have people here. So thanks for joining. What do I have here? Oh, okay. Sometimes I sit here and I see that I have something in my back and I was like, oh, wait a second, what's that? All good. So, I don't know what to tell you. I guess we're just gonna get going, right? We have a lot of things to do. We're starting a new project. We're gonna be building everything from scratch. We have did kind of like our research before, so that was okay. We're prepared. If you, let me check, if you don't have any assets or anything from before, then it's all in the description box below. And yeah, you can just take it. The GitHub files are there, the makeup API is there, the UI that we're gonna be building is there, and some just like generic info. So Code Gas is anime series. Oh really? I didn't know that. I'll check it out. I assume it's good since you named yourself after it, right? Let me know if the music is too loud or not. Hey Tarek! Hey, what's up? I'm just preparing my screens for it to be okay. Constantine, hi! Hello, what are you coding today? Sorry if this question has been asked already, I just joined. No, you're right on time. We just started. Let me show you. Since this question is here, don't be overwhelmed with the amount of tabs I have. I still didn't close them from last time. I did arrange them a little bit, but you're gonna see it now. Let me see, where is the screen? I need to buy like a remote thingy to change the screens because it gets a little bit tedious. Bored to death, your side? Not bored. Things have been hectic, but you know, life. But maybe today is not gonna be so boring, right? Maybe now with the code, with the stream, it's gonna be okay. As I said on Instagram, we're gonna code our feelings away. And you know, some people use some people use joking as coping mechanism, some people use coding, some people use both. So anyway, start with create React app. Yes, but wait a second, we need to show people what we're gonna be coding. So there we go. We have our little e-commerce app. It's gonna be a website. I don't know why I call sometimes things app. It's not like a native app, but you know. Do you call things app even if they're not an app? It's also not a web app, right? Or it's not like, it is a web app, but it's not a progressive web app. So I don't know. How do you call things? Let me know. Anyway, we have this thing that is e-commerce. We're gonna be using a makeup API to learn JavaScript better, to learn APIs, to learn Axios. We're gonna be building it in React, React hooks, Tailwind CSS, probably React Context API, and just like the main focus is to practice JavaScript here. You're listening to Lofi Girl. Yes, I am. I really like Lofi. It's very chill. I've been listening to that the whole day. Not this one. I've been listening to another one, but you know, copyright. But it's a really cool one. Kind of like zones you out. So we're gonna have like a header here thingy. Then we're gonna have some products, some more banners. Not sure about those. Oh, we are gonna be using routing, and and then a footer, of course, and then this is gonna be our other page. And as always, we have like a nav, then we have here side nav, and some stuff, yeah. So, you know, figuring out as we go, figuring out it together and building stuff. And then of course, we're also gonna have like the product page by itself. Also, React Context API, so it's basically kind of like our state management. We're gonna be using it most likely for this section here. I'm not sure about the heart, maybe we're gonna do a heart as well, but we are gonna do a cart where we're gonna be saving it. It's not gonna be persistent, it's not gonna stay there forever, because as soon as you refresh the page, it's gonna be gone, but it's fine. And also, probably we're gonna be saving our products there, so you'll see. I always call project app because of the app component in React. Oh, okay. Do you plan on implementing authentication and checkout pages? I didn't plan it, but if we will want to do that, maybe. Checkout page for sure we could do. But let's start with what we have, because I think we have a lot of things ahead of us. Yeah. Nice project. Thanks, Ajit. Harsh is asking, where do you get all the project assets from? So if you mean like to start now coding, I have it in the GitHub repository. Just like the colors. Let me show you what I have in the GitHub repository. Is it this? No. Oh, we're also going to be using Axios, Tailwind CSS, and all of that things. Where do I have it? Okay, wait a second. There we go. There we go. So I just created like a repo where I have some basic information for people who may be gonna find it like through GitHub or through, I don't know, Google or any other search engine. So just to have like a basic information there, and some materials like colors. We're gonna be using colors, like these beautiful colors. Then we have the design, so it's not lost. Basically, the reference point is always going to be this React Makeup app on GitHub, and the link to it is in the description in the box below. So, I meant all these images. Do you create them yourself? You mean the images for the product? No, we're going to be getting them from our API, which is this one. Our makeup API, and it already has images. We checked before, or I checked, I don't remember. I think we checked on stream. It has it. Yeah. This is a front end to implement payment. You need a full back end. Was that to like a message of Ajit? I saw like something with Stripe, I think, and then it disappeared. Welcome everybody, Tarek, our co-host as always, helping out and sharing his knowledge and expertise in the field, and just being very helpful. So thank you, Tarek, again for joining. Really appreciate it. So I guess we could start doing stuff, right? So yes, okay. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Where is that thing? So let me just organize my desktop for a second. My pleasure, thank you. Just a moment. I need to bring my terminal on screen so you can see what I'm doing. So we are back. I'm indecisive today. Wait a second. I'm just gonna create it, or okay, let me show you what I'm doing, because otherwise it doesn't make sense. So, I clearly have this repository on my machine, and I'm not gonna drop it right there. So in this one, we're gonna create a separate folder for it, right? And it's gonna be starter files. That's what I was mumbling under my nose. Starter files. You can name it as you want, or you can name it as well as I do it. If you want to like compare in case you miss a stream or something, I think it's gonna be easier. But starter files. Okay, we make the directory and then we cd to that directory. So now we're in it, and now we can start doing like all the fun of creating the repository, basically the app. Yeah. Okay, so we start with React because that's our main thing. And so one of my points is that I want to go through it with you to show you kind of like how sometimes it's not that easy to find all the installation parts and documentation and stuff. So I know the script that there is an npx create react app, but I want to find it here. Where is it? Create a new React app. There we go. So npx, copy that or type it. So I usually just copy it and then drop it. So npx create react app, that's the command, and my app is gonna be the name of the app, and I would suggest to just name it the same, React Makeup app. And once you press on enter, it should do its magic. And it can take a while depending on your internet connection and I don't know how loaded the server is on their side. So let me just pour a glass of water. You started the React Finder as npx. Yeah. I have got some interviews coming up, so I can't attend the streams. Do you upload the codes in the repo? Yes. After every stream, I'm gonna push them to the repo. It's not gonna be like organized like stream 1, stream 2, stream 3, but through the commits, you can click on a commit that you are interested in, and you're gonna see the state of the code. I can show you that later. Let me know if that's gonna be a thing, and I can show you next time you're here. Because now I cannot show you, we don't have anything there. And congrats on your interviews. Yeah, so I started as npx because that was just like the command here, and I just took that one. What is npx? I don't remember. Is it like a newer version of npm, like a better one, but it's not npm, right? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Also, to do those things, you need to have Node and npm installed on your machine, which I assume you have because we have been doing other React projects. So I guess you do. There we go. It's a package runner tool that comes with npm 5.2 plus. Alrighty. Node package executor. Yeah. What else? it in a tool chain. Okay, those are the things that we're not gonna be using. We're just gonna do React, no other stuff from here. Okay, so what did it create? If we now, thanks, very slim chances of clearing them because I have a non-CS background, but let's see. Well, fingers crossed, you never know. Just do your best. I made a barrel of Nescafe to focus with. Okay, cool. Let's go for it. So if we list the things that we have now a separate folder called React Makeup App, which is probably not ideal, you know. So now we have a folder. So we have our React Makeup app, then we have a starter files, then we have another React Makeup file. I might change that later on, or maybe not, but for now, I guess let's just move into our React Makeup app. Yeah. And what are we gonna do now? I think I should show you what we have in the code now, right? So let me open a new window and I'm gonna open the project. Okay, there we go. So here's our project. So keep the terminal here still. We're probably gonna need it later on, not probably, for sure. So this is what you see once you clone the repository, but now you can also see starter files here, which is super tiny. I know you probably don't see anything, but the thing is, if I make it bigger, well, okay, that one is okay, right? Tell me that this font is okay. Anyway, see you later. Good luck with the project. Thanks, Harsh. Good luck with the interviews, and deliver your best and bring good news. Hi, Ashraf. How's it going? Okay. So that's the README file. We already saw that. And now we have the starter files, and then we have the React Makeup app. So what does this, what is the Create React app did? It created a yarn.log. That's what npx does. And it created for us a package.json. And package.json, as you probably know, or maybe you don't know, this is kind of like our, kind of like the skeleton of our project, you know. It says that, hey, you're gonna need to have this and this and this and this, and whoever takes this project from GitHub, they just run yarn install or npm install, and they get the same state as we have here. This is what we have now for us to use out of the box, which is the testing library, React, React DOM, React scripts, and web vitals. Not gonna go into details here. There is also a .git ignore, so we're not gonna push things that we're not supposed to push to GitHub, like node modules, for example. It has its own README file, which I'm gonna remove probably because we have this one. And then we have the source folder with the app, just like I think Constantine said that's why he says or names things apps, because of this naming, which actually makes sense. I guess maybe subconsciously that's the way I did it too. I don't know. So it has CSS, it has a test.js and different things. As always, remember that we're not going to write anything in index.html because we're using React, but the one thing to focus on is to ensure, well, if you create it by yourself, but if you do the Create React app, it's going to do for you. But how React kind of like connects itself to HTML is by having this line of code. I mean, very, very, very simply speaking, right? Because it has more than that. But for now, that's what you need to know. It has an ID root, which then is being searched in here, which is doing a document.getElementById root. all the rest, like, it's doing its own thing with like strict mode, app, and everything. And don't get too much into details here. It's okay not to know those things. They're not gonna affect how you later on code in React, at least not in the beginning. Later on, you can dive into that, dive, and figure things out if you have like a specific interest in them, but it's okay not to understand those things for now. So what you do want to know is that we have our app, and it's referring to this file. What are we going to build today? We're gonna build a project, React-based app using kind of like an e-commerce design website. Let me show you this beautiful website. That's what we're gonna be building with an API. So the structure is gonna be a little bit different because I think I mentioned before that I really like doing module CSS. And here we are going to be using Tailwind CSS. So I don't know if we actually need our own styles. Probably we will, because you know there is our styles and then there is default styles. So most likely we will, but we're always going to be bettering them, improving them, and you know, just going with the flow. So the structure is going to be also different because I don't know if I think like that or if that's like how I was taught, or if that's, I assume that is the best practice because I see it everywhere, that you create source, then you have component folder, you have hooks folder, helpers, store, and so on and so forth. We're gonna be building it step by step, so we're not gonna be building the straight structure right now because we're not gonna jump ahead. We're gonna be tackling things as we go. Bam, bam, yeah, okay. Yes. So that's true. Last time we spoke, we said that if we are going to have our custom CSS, then it's going to be written in the BAM methodology, which I need to remind myself that that's what we're doing, because we're using so many things here. And I was just like, now that I was writing the description for this video, I was like, wait a second, there was something else. But anyway, yeah, I forgot the BAM, but I remember now. We're going to be using the BAM. That looks nice. Cool. What BAM means is, I always forget. BAM CSS. Is it block element and modifier? So it's doing kind of things like that. So you have button, then you have dash dash, and you can have underscore underscore. I think it's going to be better to explain that once we are going to code it. Yeah, block element modifier, great Marco. In Tailwind, you can write it in BAM anyway, using the @apply directive. Oh, you did your homework, huh? But that's probably in the CSS folder, right? We're gonna be, or at least I wanted to use it in kind of like in the component as like util classes. That was my idea. To name classes, I think. Yes, correct. Okay, goodbye with BAM. For now, we are not saying goodbye to BAM. Okay, what? Let's start installing the things that we need. You name your class and you use the utility classes inside your class. Oh, I'm not sure I like that approach, if I'm being honest. Like, I really prefer just like to go in here and just be like P3 and then M5 and then blah and blah and blah and blah. So we will see. It's interesting. But the dot apply, isn't it SCSS? Okay, so as I said, okay, you want to maybe run our app first. So in package.json, you always have scripts that tell you all the things that you can do, and most of the time you're gonna use this script. At least when you're building the project, when you're just creating it, this build is being used before you deploy it to the web, and the rest of the stuff are also like additional things. So it's a Tailwind directive. Okay. So let's do yarn start. Don't forget to be in, so wherever you did the create React app, you need to cd to the folder that you created. And then you can do yarn start or npm run start. But since it already created as a yarn lock, I would suggest to go with yarn start. So let's go here. It opened it for me in another place. But there we go. That's our website. This is what we're building. Or not what we're building. This is what we have now. And we're nowhere near the end result. So what did we say? I'm gonna shut down this app for now because we need to install, for example, Tailwind CSS. So let's go to Tailwind CSS. We have it here, and this is the install page. So they're telling us how to use it with React. Then we have setting up Tailwind CSS, install Tailwind via npm. What if I want to install it with yarn? I don't know if that's like okay to mix stuff. Great project. Install Tailwind CSS with yarn. Okay, what's the difference between this one and what we just saw? Installation. I want create React. Interesting, since Create React app doesn't let you to override the post CSS configuration natively, we also need to install Krakow. What's Krakow? Create React app configuration override. Okay. To do what? To be able to configure Tailwind. I mean, okay, let's follow this this. So we're going back here and I'm just gonna run this command. I don't know if it's gonna generate me like a package lock now. Yeah, it did. Yeah. It's simpler with npm, you think? Okay, fine, we can do stuff with npm. What I would like to know is, oh, there they are. So there is dev dependency and then there's dependencies. I would like to move it up here, or so you can change the position of those things. You don't have to be strict about it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I also need to drop in here some prettier and ESLint config. Maybe I'll do that later because it's kind of like also boilerplatey thing. So I also know that Tailwind CSS has an extension for Visual Studio Code. Yeah. Install. Cool. And what did I do here that it asks me to save? I'm gonna save it just in case. Any reason why I didn't get the yarn lock while npx? Are you sure that are you in the folder of the npx? So you did npx create react app something, and now you have created this folder and you need to cd inside of it? You don't have it? Or it's hidden there? This red color is like really making my eyes hurt. I don't know. That's a bad choice of colors there. When using npm, you'll get json.log. Yeah, you got it. But Marco used npx, so it should have given him yarn.log. Package log, yep. So this one, package log.json, this is like auto-generated thing, very long, like no need to. Don't ever touch anything inside. It has nothing to do with, like, if you think you're gonna be fixing something inside, you won't. Just, if it has some issues, just remove it and install it again. And you get the package log by doing an npm install. Yeah. So normally never get that yarn.log. Interesting. That's suspicious. But if you do npm, then you get package log. We can use npm. So you can also remove the log files. Log files are generated automatically, but never delete the package.json. Package log.json, sure, but package.json, never. I've done some projects already. Weird. Does it appear after you do yarn install? Yeah. Yarn.log, you get that with yarn. npm and yarn, two different managers. Yeah. In our case, we did the npx and it generated our yarn.log. Which is actually weird because npx is from npm. Then why did it generate a yarn.log? I'm not sure about that. I think after you install Tailwind, you have to create configuration file. Yes, you're correct. So we need to install this thing now, which is Krakow. Now that I say that aloud, it sounds weird, but we're gonna roll with that. Oh no, what happened? Unexpected token, where? Okay, here. This is something that has been happening to me before and I didn't know where. So if you usually get unexpected token, it's most likely that you've or forgot or had too much of, how do you call them? Commas. npx Tailwind CSS. Guys. We have a script here. Okay, we're following the recipe. So once it's installed, update your scripts in your package.json to use Krakow instead of React scripts for all scripts except eject. So we need to copy this. Still not sure about this Krakow thing. Sounds suspicious. But fine, we will see. We're not that far along, so we can always change stuff. Next, create a Krakow config.js. Add the root of our project and add the Tailwind CSS and autoprefixer as post CSS plugins. So at our root, which is our React Makeup app, we're gonna create krakow.config.js. And then we're gonna copy this because that's what they told us. And we have our Tailwind CSS and our auto prefixer. I made it work with no Krakow. Oh yeah? They mentioned here that since the Create React app doesn't allow you to override the post CSS configuration natively, we also need to install the Krakow. So maybe later on it kind of like acts up. If you're planning to use any other post CSS plugins, you should read our documentation. Okay, we can read that later. So create your configuration file. Now generate your file like this. See the link? Yep. Boom. So need to install the following packages. Do you see stuff? You see it, right? Need to install the following packages: Tailwind, CSS, CLI, latest. Okay, to proceed? Yes. Go for it. Alright. Are you going to override the post CSS? No, I have no idea. I have no idea. So learn more about configuring. So we have here the stuff. I mean the config. I don't know. From what I understood, this is what you need to have in order for it to work. I'm not sure yet. Maybe that's like a very specific use case. But hey, they put it like on the very top of their installation documentation, so I assume that it has like importance. We could remove it later if we see that there is no usage for that, or kind of like test out if things break without it. But let's have it for now. So configure Tailwind to remove unused styles in production. Oh, that's really nice. Okay, so purge. Read our separate guides and optimizing. I feel like this could have come already automatically. No? Why is it not like, why do I need to do that manually? Okay, include Tailwind in your CSS. There we go. Open the CSS index.css file that Create React App generates for you by default, and use the Tailwind directive to include Tailwind based components and utility styles. Always docs useless. Not always, but you know, purge is in the experimental mode as of yet. Where'd you read that? So we're gonna copy this and we're gonna go to our React app. JIT functionality is still new. Our index CSS, right? Because they told us go to source.index.css, source/index.css, and at the top of everything we are going to do this. Then what? Tailwind will swap these directives out at build time with all the styles it generates based on your configured design system. That's why it's not a default. Oh, okay, I see that. Okay. Finally, ensure your CSS file is being imported in your source/index.js. And it is. It always was. Cool. You finished. Now when you run npm run start, Tailwind CSS will be ready to use in your Create React App project. Cool. Let's check it out. Let's see this promise. Package log. So since I played a little bit with the yarn stuff and everything, I'm gonna remove the package log.json, package lock, and I'm gonna remove the node modules, and I'm gonna install them again. I just like to have a clean slate, right? So npm install. You'll have one CSS file. No, but it's just the main CSS file, I assume. So as long as you import those things in the main CSS file, then it should be available throughout the whole project. That's how I understand it, unless we will need to import it. We don't need to import it in every CSS file, because then it's just gonna be imported like many times the same thing. So we don't need to do that. I always feel that NPM takes longer than Yarn. And now do npm run start. But we need one file to compile into vanilla CSS. Yep. That's gonna be our index.js, index CSS, I mean. So, there we go. There is our cutie app. You can open the console and see what's happening here. Nothing, which is awesome. There are no bugs yet. Alrighty, we can kind of like move this away. So what do we want to do? Let's hold on. I'm gonna put them side by side, so we have at least so we have like the same overview, and we don't need to jump, and I don't need like to hurt your eyes with the flashing screen before that is happening. There we go. So what are we gonna do now? Let's go through maybe our design and find which layouts we're gonna have, just like as a rough base, right? Nothing like too fancy or anything. Great, there is no middle point, right? Okay. So we're for sure going to have like our home page, kind of like the landing page. So we can call it home. Then we're going to have our product page. No, that's not the product page. That's gonna be search page. Would that be the search page? And then we're gonna have the product page. So 3 pages that are gonna be a little bit different, or maybe not. Okay, let's create them as 3 different things first place, and then if we see that things are being repetitive, then we're going to change that. I'm not gonna jump ahead because I usually kind of like over-engineer stuff. Not usually, but sometimes I have this that I'm just like, oh yeah, I know there's gonna be like 5 layouts here. Let's create it a little bit for the future. And sometimes things change, and even though that might have been the truth or the reality for back then when you started coding, but as time passes, things can shift, and priorities change or product change and whatever. So don't do that unless it's like super obvious. So let's start creating our kind of structure, just a tiny bit, just the one that we need. So in React you can have so now I'm thinking, because recently I've been using React with Next.js, which is server-side rendering framework with React, and there you need to have pages, but in React you don't need to have pages. So we're gonna have layouts, and should we have pages? Fine, let's create pages. Pages. Then we can new folder components. And what else? I think for now it's fine. Once we're gonna start having the API hookup, then that's gonna be, we're gonna create maybe some hooks, we're gonna create some utils, store, and so on. But for now, I think for what we're gonna be like, for the base of our app, it's okay like this. So Let's maybe start with the layout. And the only layout we have so far is gonna be main.js or JS6. Do you want to name it JS or JS6? I have no preference. So everything that we create in the React is going to be a React component, and this one is going to be called main. And basically what the layout is going to be doing is that it's going to kind of like give us more like a skeleton. So we can drop in the layout, for example, our navbar, we can drop our footer there, and then whatever is between them, we're gonna have like components inside of it. Should we remove all the stats from Create React App? Yeah, we will. We will do that. I just want to have like something to swap it for. So let me just comment what we're going to be building here. It's going to be a navbar. How do you say it? Oh, great. Now I have German words in my head. Content. And footer. Like very, very, very basic. What's the difference between JSX or JS? Any functional difference? No. I think it's like sometimes for ESLints or like for what was that? Like sometimes you need to specify depending on the things that you have. Like for example, that was like a very, very on point description, right? But for example here, you see how we wrote JS and JSX? This is just like the places where you would need to like specify which files you have. But there is absolutely no difference as far as I know. They're all the same. It's just, I guess, more descriptive if you say that you're using a JSX file, because then you know that, okay, that's React, but also a JS file can be a React file. Not confusing at all, right? Okay, I'm gonna save that like this. I don't have the prettier thing. Wait a second. Wait a second. So, one moment. I need to find a config. Or it's okay for now. Fine. Because I'm thinking like you're not gonna have it, and that's just probably not gonna be fair if I have it and I'm just like save it and it formats and you're just gonna be like formatting it by yourself. So I'm gonna go through the paint together with you before I put the prettier. So we have the main, we have then the pages. I don't know if we need the pages, honestly, but whatever. So in the app, because right now what we have is this. Put it. No, where did you go? There you are. Stay. Okay. The amount of tabs is driving me crazy, but okay. So let's remove all of those things for now because they are not helping us, and we don't need them. What we could do is we're gonna have a router here because we are going to have routes, but for now let's just render our main component. Main. And you see it straight away imported it. Now we don't need the logo anymore. You save it. There we go. We have the main. That's all we have. We can remove this class name of app because it's also not needed. And we're gonna remove this test. Actually, let me know if you want to do tests. At work we had a massive progress with tests, and now I'm very, very excited to like be like writing them everywhere. And we can remove our logo. Can we? It's gonna break somewhere. Okay, let's keep it for now. So this part you need. Don't go into index.js. It's fine to have those things there. That's kind of like the core. If you need to import more things, you do it here, that you want to be available throughout your whole app. We have our index CSS. We can remove those things because we don't need them. And I thought our font is going to change, but it didn't. Yeah, it did. Took a second. Okay. So save that. App.js we did. We just have the main there. App CSS we can remove. Where are we importing it? In that source, that app. Maybe I need to, no, here. Okay. Don't need it. Gone. Set up tests, reporting web vitals. Keep those. They're just like boilerplate things that are existing. They don't do anything to us. Then in the public, we also have this logo that we don't need. This one we also don't need. Then we have the manifest JSON, which has those icons in them. I think we can remove those two as long as we have our favicon or favicon. Save it, and I believe it should not break anything, but just in case, I am gonna check because I know that sometimes touching the manifest can really break things down. So let's see. Okay, it's fine. Cool. So for a favicon or a favicon, we can find something else. I don't know yet what. Maybe like a leaf. Let's search favicon leaf. I think I like this one. So I would later on, or this one, I would later on download a favicon to replace this one. And basically what you do is that you download it in one of those in one of those websites, and just replace it. And then what it's gonna do is that instead of the React icon here, it's gonna appear your favicon. Do you say favicon or favicon? I don't know. I always say favicon, but I might be wrong. So in here as well, I wouldn't touch anything necessarily unless I want to change the title or add things on top of it. Oh, which reminds me that we actually do want to add fonts. So let's add those fonts before I forget them. So last time we decided that we're going to use Krona 1 and Poppins. And here we have all the things that we need to use. So that's Google Fonts. You select the font and then you open here like a sidebar, and they give you all the information you need in order to use that in your code. So we're gonna be copying this. I think I already did that, and we're gonna put it probably here and save it. Well, indented ideally. And then we also can use this. So let's go to our index.css and just drop it here just to have it. We could also probably do like that our body has the font family of Poppins as default, and yeah, that's fine. Hello, Revisualize. How's it going? Also, is my mic like pitching? I don't mean to like do that to you. I'm sorry. So there we go. You see, now it's a little bit more cute. And if we're gonna put Krona 1, then you're gonna see that it's different. Yes, there we go. Why does it take a little bit? So keep it at Poppins. Oh, it's recompiling. Interesting that it takes a while, but okay. Maybe because it's the kind of like not the React components, but it's like some outside of the source file configuration, source folder, and that's why it takes a little bit of time. Anyway, we have our fonts, so I'm gonna be removing those. Close and close. That's ours. What else? Yeah, we wanted also the icons, which we can use just like that. Okay, keep that. I also wanted Axios. Let me install Axios so I can just close a little bit of those tabs. And there you go, npm install Axios. Cool. So as always, quit it, then npm install Axios. Installing it. Okay, and back to npm run start. And if I go here, it's gonna open it here and not in the other browser. Hopefully. Okay. Let's say I did it. So now if we go to our package.json, we should see Axios. And there we go. Cool. We're probably not gonna manage to use Axios yet today. And close this one. We got the Axios thing. Okay, so what do we have? We have the Makeup API, we have Tailwind CSS, which is good to have because we need to know how to use it. Except of Tarek already knows. Your microphone is fine, I didn't hear any pitching. Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know. I'll close those things as well. This was... Oh no. Okay, well, Mr. Fly has joined, or Mrs. Fly. I don't know. Say hi to them. So, close the hooks. And... Okay, this is better. This is better. So, what do we want to do now? We did the main, right? So, we cleaned it up a little bit. We have like a favicon, which we're going to change later on. By the way, robots.txt, this is what works with search engines. So usually if you want to see, for example, in Google Console, how your website is doing, then it requires to have robots.txt as well as a sitemap, I think. But don't occupy yourself with this information. Just know that this is for search engines to find you or not find you or ignore you depending on what you tell them to do. Then we got the font, close that. We have components, layouts. Should we maybe build our like navbar to start with? Or yeah, I think we should. So same structure as before, you know that. Navbar, you create a folder. Then you go, you create a file, index.js, and for index.js, not for it, for the component, not to be imported twice, you know, not to write like, so when you import it, not to write component/navbar/navbar, that's why you have index.js, which is, I don't know, maybe it's too much, but I think it's okay, right? I can import navbar, which I still didn't create. And then I copy this, and then I create navbar.gsx, and then do RCC. Those are like extensions that so the RCC is a React extension from Visual Studio Code, from the marketplace that you need to download, and the EDC is just like a shortcut that I made because I was, you know, it's a lot of boilerplate code. Kalyani was saying that she has like a CLI where she had this like. Where you can just like type component something and then it creates you all the files and all the folders, which I think I should know that by now. Are you going to do anything with .ht access custom error pages, or should that be an isolated video? Actually, that could be a cool video about custom error pages. I'm not gonna be doing that. I actually don't know about .ht access. But yeah, I think errors in general are very, very underestimated in front end, or at least like when we develop, it's kind of like catch an error and just console log, you know, and it's like, what? But we can think about something for sure. It can be like an interesting idea. Please again, why an index.js and an navbar JSX? So, okay, let me show you. Let me finish typing it, so I'll showcase it. Why? So we have our main JS where we want to import the navbar, and in a scenario where I don't have index.js in the navbar folder, I would need to import it as such. So I would go to components /navbar and then /navbar. I need to do that because I need to specify which file to actually import from that folder. But since we have index.js, then I don't need to write this extra navbar, because it's gonna go to the navbar, and React has it in a way that if you have an index.js, then it's gonna go straight away to the index.js. It's how it's configured, and index.js is doing this import export for you, if that makes sense. Was that clear enough? Or it's basically just not to have like repetitive /navbar here, where you don't need to specify explicitly what you want to import. You're letting the index.js decide that for you. So you just need to know the components folder, and that's it. Like that. Let me know. Super clear, thanks. Cool. So now another part is that since we have two same level, I need to make the music lower because I think I'm like screaming. So you see that it's red because React doesn't allow us to have same level elements, because it needs to be wrapped in something. So if you want, we can do this thing that everybody were suggesting last time, which I don't, just because it's not my preference, but we can do that. Add JavaScript React emmet value that will help you for autocomplete. Well, yes and no, all right, because emmet is just for like specific things. For example, if I do .hello and I press on tab, then that's what emmet does. But as far as I know, emmet is not gonna autocomplete me folders, right? Or you mean when you're importing, that emmet also does? Or maybe that's actually the IntelliJ of Visual Studio Code does. Like the intelligent, I don't know what, engine, I guess? I don't know. So we got our navbar, super beautiful. Also, alternative to this would be fragment. And the difference is that you actually need to import it. Like this. Emmet for HTML and HTML like code in JSX. Yeah. Yeah, because in JavaScript it's probably like the Visual Studio Code that is doing that, right? It's not emmet. But you know what? I'm open for new things as always, so let's use this. I don't mind at all. and these things are like bothering me. But anyway, I'm gonna have prettier C later on installed. It's fine. What I want to do now is probably let's style our navbar, right? Ali Reza, hi, how are you doing? Yeah, I think we could do the navbar now. What do you say? Shall we there? I mean, we gotta start somewhere, right? We gotta start moving. So how does our navbar look like? By the way, we still don't have a name. What's gonna be the name of our super app? Wavy Beauty. You wanna do also Wavy Beauty? There were some suggestions before, I don't remember. So we said we're gonna have in our navbar, so we're gonna have home, right? Which is gonna be like our like landing page, our home page, wherever the user lands first, whenever they go to whatever URL this is in or at. And then we're gonna have search page or something better naming, I don't know. Then we can also have product page, but that's not gonna be here. Product page is gonna be specifically, it's not gonna be in the navbar. We could maybe have like an about page on ugly. That's big promise there. I'm not sure that those products can promise that. About. Let's keep an about. I feel like this is like something very common to have. And then we're gonna have some icons. But which one? Let's say liked and cart. And of course we're gonna have our brand. Should we call it welly, like wellness? Welly? I don't know. I already told you I'm very, very indecisive when it comes to naming. You probably have noticed that. I don't know. I don't know how much it comes across. So, what's next? This is like the, you know, like the writer's block. Before you actually start writing things and getting into it, you're just like sitting and staring at it, expecting it to do stuff by itself. Willy Wonka, yeah. But just, no, but I would call it welly. I think I'm gonna call it welly. Okay. I need to like gather my powers in order not to sit here and watch it. Okay. Fine. So for now we're gonna have a links that are going to later on be replaced by our React router links. But as I said, we're gonna add that later, probably tomorrow. So, welly, beauty welly. And then let's make a div where we're going to have our those things. So we're gonna have a link to /home, then /search, or actually it can be like buy, right? Or search, I don't know, what's better? And about. We can remove that, and then I think that it should be in a separate div that we're gonna have those icons here. And for icons, we said that we're gonna be using hero icons, which is Tailwind suggesting to use it. Okay, so basic usage. The quickest way to use these icons is to simply copy the source for the icon you need from heroicons.com and inline it directly in your HTML. We could do that, or we could import it. I actually prefer just like doing that inline style. I don't mind. I need to search for heart. This one, JS6, yeah, ooh, very nice. So I'm gonna drop it just like now here, just to have it. Okay, so this needs to be indented. And what else it was? Cart, shopping cart. Which one do we need? Oh, it's a little bit different. Spicy. What about cart? They have only two. What about basket? No baskets? Shopping bag. Okay, let's do this one. I don't mind this one. So like this. And if I save it, and now we go. There we go, look at those cuties. It goes to /home/search. But look at the console. You see how it reloads kind of? Because you see the new stuff. This is how you know that this is not React, because it should not be like refreshing the stuff. It should just like seamlessly continue to the route that you specified. And it's correct because we have an A tag and not React router link. So that's we're on track. That's okay. So let's now flex it. And for that, we need to go to Tailwind CSS and start learning. Utility first. Okay, so let's see the power of the extension that I got. If I do class name and I do with, oh, look at that, that's so freaking cool. Look at this. It actually explains what it is. Yes. Yes. Let's help her grow Tazzy Box. So flex and save it. Let's see if our Tailwind CSS works even, right? Yeah, it did. Whoop whoop. Alrighty, so now I also need to add this class name here. Flex. There we go. And here too. Yeah, everywhere. I'm not sure if I'm overdoing it right now, but let's see. Okay. So we have a lot of code now. We're gonna extract those icons into their own separate things later on, but let's just make it look visually okay. So icons, there we go. Cool. What's next? How are we gonna oh, look at this, it already has the class names from Tailwind CSS. Okay, so let's open the console because I'm lost. I'm gonna open it here below, so then we have a little bit more of like what is like, it's a very common word now to say that we have more estate instead of space. Isn't it the same? It's the same, it's just like fancy. Somebody has more estate. It's like, it sounds like you own it. Don't own anything in this world. Anyway, not the topic of the stream. So what I want to do is probably, so this one, I want to have a space between. Yeah. Because I want, so here we have it. So we're gonna have like some container going on. So our website is not gonna be fully to the whole width, but in a bigger screen, it's gonna have like a limitation. So it's kind of like all formatted and all aligned within a container. Of course, in smaller screens, the container is gonna be snapped to the maximum of the screen, because the smaller your screen, the less estate you have to work with. Look at that, I'm using that word now. But in bigger screens, you don't need that. In bigger screens, you don't want to have like your whole information like that you're reading from there to there. It needs to be all very condensed and like readable. So, where is it? Do they have like container? Box. Wait. There we go, container. Oh, you see? So when it's min width of 640, then the max is gonna be 640. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Let's save it. And if we go to our app, I don't see anything now. What did I do? Oh no, it disappeared. Space between, or maybe flex grow. Oh, there we go. Why does it take ages to load it? Is it because I'm streaming? But I had like previously, like doing React, it was fine. What's happening? Okay. Actually, the container should probably come from the main part, right? So from this should probably be a div and have a class name of container, right? Why doesn't do anything? Oh yeah, it does. Okay. We just don't see it yet. The compiler is kind of buggy and at times it doesn't update. Yeah. So is it the Tailwind CSS compiler then? Is it the things that I do the overwrite? That's why it's buggy? Maybe I'll just remove it for next stream then. Because you said that it's like experimental. So who needs that? Okay, so in order to see like our width, here you see that that's like our container. That's why like the blue part, it's only this wide because of the container. MX Auto, yep. So in here then, they have MX Auto. There we go. Nice. Yes, the Tailwind compiling itself is not the best. Oh, that sucks. Well, that sucks. I really expected something to be like super flashy fast because, you know, React has it. So, but okay, I guess we will just need to have patience. I don't like when tech is not being like fast and like hinders you. Especially since we have like a very light project yet, right? What's gonna happen next? But, so we have our flex in here and I said I wanted to have like a space between. We could also have a space around, but that one is a little bit less predictable because the more you change the layout, the less it's gonna be like, it's not gonna stay the same. So I usually don't like sticking to it. I prefer Hello. Great, now everything is being stuck. My experience, I don't if it's the same for everyone. I don't if it is the same for everyone. What was that referring to? Already forgot. Please be doing. So what's the... I really like the colors thingy. What's the... Justify? Justify between, I guess. I don't know. My brain is faster than my fingers. I'm talking about the compiler. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, it looks like, right? So, I mean, usually my React projects are pretty fast, like at least the compiling of them. And we already done one on stream, or a couple of them on stream, so they were also quite fast. That's why something is new here, and I'm not sure what, but I think it's the Tailwind compiler, as you said. Makes sense. Anyway, regardless of it, right now we're gonna figure things out. So this thing, I want to give it a padding of not too much, like 2.5. So that's another thing, like this and this and this and this, they're all gonna be probably a component that we're gonna be using, right? Because they're all, let's maybe create that component, because most of them are gonna have the same styling, except of maybe the brand is gonna be special, or okay, fine. I said I'm not gonna jump ahead of myself. I won't do that. So class name P3. It's not bad. Then so since it's a very, very specific component, how about we use the BEM thingy here instead of writing the P3, because the P3 can be applied, for example, here as like a generic thing, and then we can like tackle this brand with our own CSS. We can pad the whole nav. Yeah. Why are we using GS6 instead of JS when creating a component? Just a preference. You can still use .js. It doesn't really matter, but you can do JS, JS6, or TS or TS6 if you're doing TypeScript. I tried writing classes with add-apply. It's so clean. Okay, let's try. So the brand is gonna look like this. So it's gonna be much thicker and bigger than the rest. So we need to have a special class for it. Try, yeah. Don't worry, I know to read autocomplete. So we will need a folder for CSS. Can we do module CSS and Tailwind CSS? Or actually there is no need for that, right? Because we're gonna be using them. So we're just gonna do navbar.css, and let's see. So I need to import it here. Import. Yes. So how does BEM work? So you kind of like go from bigger to smaller. Usually you would start writing your class name the same way as you name your component in which this class is being used. So in our case, it's going to be navbar, and then it's not going to be the whole navbar, it's going to be an element in the navbar. So it's going to be underscore underscore brand, right? Because that's what I named it, brand. And this underscore underscore, this is what specifies that this is BEM and it's using this element in the navbar. Human underscore underscore I dash dash blue. Yeah. Tariq, are you talking about the autocomplete? Because I have a bug. It doesn't auto trigger when I change a class name. That's the trick for me. And that's a good one, actually. That's very good. Very nice. Yeah. It can also be dash dash close or dash dash open. So any state of the I would be with a dash dash. Yeah. Nice. So what I want to put here is I want to first of all change the font style, the font family, and we have it here, which is Corona 1. There we go. Hello, Himanshu. Hello, hello. Welcome. Save it. And now in our navbar, so let me close all the other files. I'm just cluttering everything. So in our navbar, we would need to add this class name here. Navbar, what was it? Brand. Save it. And there we go. That one compiled much faster than the other ones. So maybe we're onto something here. So how does this add apply works? Sometimes it gets slow to update and sometimes the compiler just stops running and I have to run it again. But that's with just Tailwind, not in React Create App. Yes, that happens sometimes. At work I have like one artifact where it's just like such a freaking pain in the ass to even just breathe next to it. Like seriously. That's why it's like whenever I code for myself and stuff starts like getting stuck or like non-compiling properly on very, very like low task things, I'm just like, really? Why? Why are you doing this to me? You can check out vi.js, it's super fast. What's vi.js? Apply, flex, justify, sender. Oh, just like that? Just like chaining them? Really? Oh. Oh, I really like this. What? This is so cool. Oh wait, so then your actual like React stuff can be really, really clean. Okay. So apply. Is it gonna autocomplete here too? Like if I want P. Oh my god, this is so nice. Okay, I don't want a P4, but let's check it because it's so nice. Wow. Oh my god. CSS encapsulation. Wow. I don't know why I'm so excited, but it's really exciting. It's like a moment to appreciate this technology. What does that apply? So here it says so it's a directive. to easily extract common utility patterns to CSS components. So it's something from Tailwind, and if you write .apply and you write the class that Tailwind CSS offers, so you see how here add apply py something something something, these are all classes from Tailwind, and it's just gonna add it to this CSS class. So I assume once we go to our console and we have the navbar brand, you see it actually has a padding of 1 rem, which is our padding 4. And that's how it compiles like this to this. Vite is a build tool that significantly improves the front-end development experience. Interesting. Never heard of it. Is it like Webpack? Applies a directive to use utility classes into your own classes with the meaningful names. Yeah. So actually now it makes more sense if we're gonna be using, like if we want to practice the BEM methodology, because this way we could actually write all the Tailwind CSS classes inside of our class and then apply just like our BEM class to the component. So that's an unexpected turn of events, but I like it. I definitely gonna do that. So what's gonna be next? I'm saying what's gonna be next as if I'm done with this. And you can add them and them as components as well. Okay. So what about font size? Because I feel like our font size is a little bit smaller. Why don't we just use Tailwind classes? Just asking to understand, don't bash me please. No, there is no bashing here, no worries. We could use the CSS classes and maybe like, so in this specific case, I created the navbar __ brand because I wanted to apply the font, and I'm not sure how to do that through Tailwind CSS because that's like our custom font that we chose to apply. Probably there is also a way to do it with like CSS, Tailwind CSS magic, but we decided to go for this approach. However, if for example you have here a class, like a tag where you just want to add, I don't know, margin left, then I would just add Tailwind CSS class inside of it, like we did here with flex, you know? Here we have flex, justify between, p3, this is all Tailwind classes. And so it's gonna be kind of like a mix. Wherever we need to use custom classes, then we're gonna add our own. And wherever Tailwind just offers us things out of the box, then I guess we could do that. Or would that be too confusing? What do you think? You can extend the font and add your font. I did my homework. Yeah! I mean, I always suspected that you probably can do that, but I don't know how to do that right now. We could try it out, okay. Font. Oh, there we go. Okay. Wait. I mean, that's the whole point of Tailwind CSS, right? So let's try that out. But then we have so many things that we can use. So we have a custom config file where we can add our font families and we can just like add them as a class. But then why would we use BEM then, right? I don't know, there are so many options. Totally up to you. I'm doing a speed run to catch up with you. I like coding along. Cool. And then here I am, the person who needs to make the choices when I am not the person to make choices. Okay, just for the fun of it, just to try it out, I have component that you can reuse. Which component? Tarek, I think you did more than 101. of the Tailwind CSS. So, theme. Is that, do you write it here or do you write it here? I guess here, right? Or here. Let's try. We're gonna have, what was it, Corona, or we're gonna have Corona, and it's gonna be Corona 1. Yeah, just extend the font family or so. Yeah. Oh wait, I forgot font family. There we go. And wait, what was it? This one, Corona 1, sans serif. Oh, you need to write it like this because it's like two of them. Okay, let's figure things out. So if I save that and then array format. Oh, I can do it also like this. So I could have done it just like this, right? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Corona is gonna be just like this. No. Like this. Yes, if you write it inside theme, you'll erase all the font and have only your newly added font, but extend, keep the previous ones and add your newly added font. Use it as font Corona. Ah, okay. There we go. Font Corona. Right? So they have here like this double quotes because I assume that if it's like one, if it's like separate words, then you need to wrap them in a string. Sans serif. No. No? I mean, that's what they say here. So it looks like. Name it what you want. And we're gonna have our font base, which is gonna be our pop-ins, which we defined in index. There we go, this one. So I think this one is gonna be fine just like that. The fonts is an array of font names. No, you can also define it like this. That's why I'm checking it out. Tailwind CSS made our life easier. Yeah, right? It's just like you just need to configure it a little bit and then you can really do it well. And I like that you really have good docs. There, you see, won't work, add quotes. Cool, so I did that. Let me swap the quotes just for the sake of it, to be consistent. So what are you saying? That now if I'm gonna use here, I'm gonna remove the navbar brand and I'm gonna do font Corona. It should work. Do I need to restart it maybe? Because I changed the config. Hey, I'm a beginner in React. Hey Rahul. You don't need the font prefix. Oh, I don't? The way you name them, you'll have to do font. Yeah, I think I see it now. So this, right? Font. Okay. So let me remove. Do they have a base already or not? Serif, so they have sans, serif, and mono. Okay, so they don't have a base in a Krona. Maybe we can... fine, keep it Krona. It's fine. So I'm just gonna restart it just in case. Because I think that when you change configs most of the time... Yay! Look at this! Look at this! Cutie! And again, it got stuck. You see the X's here? It means that it's like restarting stuff. Okay. How about now we're gonna try here and we're gonna do @apply font base. So that should work. Yeah, looks like it worked. Yay! Looks good. Do we have to use Krakow? That's the thing. Probably not. I just followed like their what was it? Their documentation about installation, but Tarek says that we don't need to do that, and it worked for him without it. So I'm gonna try, and maybe after the stream, I'm gonna remove the what is it? Krakow, and see how it works without it, because it was for overriding post CSS, and we're probably not gonna be doing that. So no, you have to. You have to. Didn't you say that we didn't have to? That was a mistake from my part. Okay. Well, then I just repeated the mistake. So yeah, Robert, you need to use Krakow. You need Kroka. Why do I call it Krakow? Kroka. Krakow? Kroka. Krakow. My question. Okay. So. Cool. But I'm still kind of like, what are we gonna be using then? Are we gonna go for BAMs? Or are we gonna go for like customizing Tailwind CSS? Not sure. Crocs, slippers. Yeah, I know. Or crocus, I think it's also something. I don't remember what. But there are all tons of, also like Crocs are like gaining popularity now. Everybody's wearing them. Okay. Anyway, let's start moving. We have this div which I want to give so I want all of those A tags to have a class name. So for now it's going to be repetitive, but later on we're going to add a component for it, so don't worry. We're going to have a margin left or margin right. So if I want to push them to the left side, then I want to add them a margin right in order to not to affect the margin left thing. You know what I mean? So like, wait, let me finish that and then I'll show you. So if I would add here to this element, if I would add also a margin left, then chances are that at some point it's gonna clash. Like let's say there's like a tiny screen and no, that's not a good example. Basically, I like to add spacing only to the part which actually needs spacing, you know? Like you could add here also a margin left and it's gonna space, this element would move because this element would have a margin left. But then this one would have like an excessive margin left. And that's why I chose to go for margin right. It's like, I'm probably doing like a rocket science out of it where it shouldn't, but that's just like what I have in my head. And sometimes I think it's actually helpful, uh, you know, because yeah, you can have some clashing of like maybe like paddings or margins or some things that are like not needed, and then like the layout is misaligned because something is there and then you need to like revert it, you know. If you don't, that's okay. So we have some spacing now, but I think that this one and this one should be the same font actually. Oh, well, I don't want to add it here. I can just add it here then. Or even better, since the whole freaking navbar has it, we're gonna add it here. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Nice. Why is this bigger than this? How do I write font size? Let's go here. Font size. Text. Okay, so text to LG. We have the colors. Text to SAM. The SAM would be smaller, right? We want bigger. XL? 2XL? 2XL looks nice. We're gonna make the other one smaller. Let's add a 2XL here, and here we're gonna do text SM then. See, the autocomplete doesn't work when you're changing. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It is a little bit buggy. Like you need to, or maybe it's just thinking. I don't know what it's doing. So Rahul says, I was searching a video where we can fetch data from MongoDB or SQL, or people say SQL, and use that data in my page using DOM. Can you recommend site or video? From MongoDB, I think so I'll repeat myself. Wesboss has a Node.js course where he's working with the Mongo database, so that could be a thing. I think it's called Learn Node, but it's a paid course, so I don't know if that's an option for you. And for free resources, I don't know actually. I never done like Node.js not with Wesboss. I did it with Wesboss and then I did it on the job, and that knowledge was enough for me. So I don't know of anything else. Yeah. So I also want to align them to be to the bottom. So you see that our like home, search, and about, they're like floating up. I don't want that. I want them to be flex. No. Align. Or maybe the align needs to go in here. Yeah. Align bottom. No? Align content, that didn't work. There you go, align items. How do we do align items here? Align items. So items and okay. See, those are the things that you kind of like need to learn while working with a new thing, because otherwise you cannot really guess. That's why you need the docs. And now it's recompiling. Item center. No, I want the bottom. It's a little bit weird, but okay. I'm not happy about this compilation speed. Also, I want to give it a little bit more of margin. So this one, I want to have a margin X of 10. Actually looks nice. Might be too excessive though. Okay, fine, I'll see. Because the container, well, the container does the job. Okay, fine. Well, delay. Yeah. Okay, now let's add to the icons. We need to add some spacing there. And we're gonna go. So far I think it looks alright. Maybe it needs to have a little bit more of a margin. Margin right, maybe 8. Yeah, let's change it to 8. So I'm catching bugs here. Not in the code, in reality. Yeah, okay. This I like. And now if I add also margin right to this one. No. See, that's exactly the point that I made. Repeated myself. This one should actually be more together. Yeah. Cool. I think it looks alright. Oh, you know what we could do now also? We could extend our colors and add them to our Tailwind CSS thingy. I think we should do that because there we have also a color for the text, which is not like black, it's purple, dark, blue, black, something. So, okay, colors. Where were the colors? There are the colors. This one is what we want. I want to select the color, copy. I also have this information in the repository in the materials folder if you need it. Okay, how do I add custom colors? Tarek, how do we do that? Colors, customizing colors. So there we go. Tailwind and theme, extend colors. And we're gonna have in the confirmation. Yes, I know. Maybe main text, same as the font. There's a space utility class in Tailwind CSS, which can be very useful spacing child elements. Okay. Same, just extend the colors. Yeah, let's go for it. But what are we gonna name them? Are we gonna name them like text main? Like this? Oh, I need to do it like this. Wait. Colors. Text. Yeah. And then primary, secondary. Yeah, so what's the naming convention of Tailwind? How do they do that? Yeah, oh, they also do primary, secondary. Oh, this is nice. Wait a second. You could even define these colors using CSS custom properties to make it easy to switch themes on the client. Okay, I guess we don't need the default because it's gonna be our own, like our one and only. Tailwind those like dark default. Yeah. We could also just use it like this, it looks like. So, where are the colors? So this can be our text, I would say, right? But their built-in colors is done with the shades, like you can see in the autocomplete. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're fine with just like regular stuff. Or should we just... like I wanted to suggest to just name the colors as is, but that goes against me because I'm the person who says that not to do these things. So where are we using the colors? So we have our dark color. Yeah, it's not only main, right? Okay, okay, let's go with primary. Primary. Then we're gonna have secondary. We're gonna have one that is light, but it's not light because that's also not true. What if it becomes like dark mode? Then it's like the opposite. No. Secondary. I like primary, secondary, and tertiary. I think I tolerate primary and secondary, but everything else is gonna be too much. We can also have like accent, which is gonna be like our yellow. But then where does the gray and the very light one goes? Primary, secondary, accent, gray, and what are we gonna name this fa? What is this one gonna be? We can do an F-bar primary, etc. Yeah, but we're not gonna attach it to components. So our colors are gonna be like generic in our whole application. Fa is a name that you'll easily. Sure. Primary, secondary, accent, gray. Go for that. No. Secondary, primary, secondary. I don't know. Background? No, but then that's like the usage of it. Primary, secondary, accent, gray, and blank. Damn, I don't know. Oh my god, I really need... Just do dark black, forest green, flower lila. Yeah. What I don't want to do that is because, like, usually this ties you too much. Cultured. Okay, fine. I'm gonna make an exception and I'm just gonna name them as they are. If we have a dark theme, then we're gonna go with that. Fine? Fine. Otherwise, this is just like unnecessary over-engineering right now. This is gonna be dark. This is gonna be green. This is gonna be yellow. Gray and light. And the light is fa fa fa. That's it. So now our index.css should use colors. No. How to use the color. So you create the color and then how to use the color. Colors dot. And then Dana gave herself a break and stopped being perfectionist. Yeah, I guess that's the thing. I know. It's just, I told you, I come from like an architectural background. There, if you're allowed this to yourself there, then you're gonna miss like a door somewhere. And that's an expensive mistake. So how do you use colors? Font color. So customizing colors, but then how do you use that? No, I want it to be light. BG name of color, as I remember. Is it? Text color name. Let's see. BG. That's gonna be the background. So we need text. What was it? Dark. It changed. Yeah, it did change, right? Tailwind text opacity. Wow. Yep, just use it in the class name. Okay. Text dark. So we're gonna add it here as our base is gonna be text dark. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, and it's nice that it adds this like square to tell us which color it actually is. Our SVG is also gonna be of that color. Stroke current color. Yeah, I probably need to add that. So let's make a to-do for us. To-do. Add colors to icons. Text dark. All right. I don't like that it's not aligned, so I'm gonna change that. PY. So then the padding is gonna apply only for the top and the bottom and not the sides. Can I show you how I did the classes and give me your opinion? Yes, of course. For some second I thought that we're like in a Zoom call and you're gonna share your screen, like We've been in home office for so long. You can see a project on GitHub. Okay. How did you do that command line thing? So I do, on Mac, I do command and then slash, and that adds the command. And then the to do is a reserved word for an extension that it knows that if I write to do with a colon, then it highlights it. I think it's like to do highlighter, it's called. Hey Antonio, well, just a little bit, but we're just starting out, so it's not very late. I mean, starting out in general in the project as a whole, but yeah. I usually start streaming at 7:15. Taranaza on GitHub. You want me to check it now, or I can check it later? Well, it's probably relevant for now, right? Taranaza on GitHub. So, Tailwind test. Very nice. So, config, you want me to check the config? Yeah, that's what you were doing, right? Yeah, I mean, you wanted to use like the BAM, right? The HTML. Okay. So public HTML. Oh, you mean it's cleaner without like adding tons of the utility things? Yeah, I guess. But so in case of HTML, I would agree, because HTML is like, it's very long, right? And you have like most of the time just one file. But if it's React, then you have tiny components and it's gonna be kind of okay. So I don't know. I don't mind it necessarily. Like, for example, this whole thing is gonna be just one component eventually, right? You encapsulated all the utility classes. You encapsulate all the utility. Yeah. And then you're talking about my perfectionism. Oh, I also want to give a background color to the page. It's a little bit off-white. Hey, what you making today? Hey, Johnson. We're making this one. It's a whole project that we're gonna make like for a long time because it's a big one. But yeah, we're gonna be doing first this and then adding the API and then router, hooks, context API, Tailwind CSS, everything. It's a massive project. And I'm really happy that we're doing it live on stream rather than me recording it and then later on somebody's maybe watching it. I think that's much more fun, right? So I think we need to add like a background color here. To our app. What if we add... Wait, what about background colors? Can I just use background... wait. Oh yeah, the colors are available. So if I do background... What did I name it? Light. Save it. And it should be a little bit off-white. But I think we actually need a little bit of a darker light. So we're gonna have a dark gray and a light gray. So no, I want light, yeah, light. What am I saying? Light gray. Yes, yes, yes. You see, it was even late to the party to compile. So that's too dark. We want it to be a little bit lighter. There we go. So I want it to be something like this. Yeah. So it's east, light gray. You always look so fresh and energetic. What's the secret? Pain on the inside? No, I don't know. Thank you, but I don't know. I just feel like when I'm talking to people, then it's kind of like we have cool interaction here, and I guess I strive on that. I also get very, very tired after that. So, React is the secret. Yes. React is more like sucking my blood, not like making me younger. I mean, it doesn't look like anything right now, right? Because we don't have anything yet. So let's maybe add like this component for now or not. No, let's add the footer. I want to add the footer. I want to like get it out of our way. Because we're doing the layout, remember? So we have the main, and now we're gonna have our footer, which doesn't exist yet. And let's import it from nowhere. Footer, and then there we go, components. So I'm gonna copy the navbar and I'm gonna paste it in components because I'm too lazy to type it all again. Paste, and instead of that, we're gonna name it footer. And if you go in here, oops. Footer, save it. This does not exist for us. Footer, and then here, footer, footer. Oh, by the way, big mistake. Why did I put a div? It's a nav. Why not in the footer? Wait. Wait a second. Hold on. If we're still on footer, then let's return footer. Footer, just so it's not gonna break. And in the navbar, go back to the navbar, and in here, write a nav. So the main element, like the parent, the wrapper, is gonna be a nav. And see, this was not first nature to me. So, or second nature. What's the right word? I still need to like consciously sometimes not write div everywhere because it's not always a div. It has some other syntax. Also, what is happening here? What is this indentation, Daniela? What is this happening? Oh my god. Oh no. I will need prettier for the next one because, see, this is also something that I don't do in ages already by myself. Alright, so we have our footer. Let's import our footer, which I think we already did. Yeah, okay. Save that. And now if we go to our app, we have a footer. Yay! Okay, the footer though needs to have class name of background dark. Yeah, there we go. It didn't autocomplete anything. Ooh, and there we have this little tiny problem that the container... Is it a problem though? So, does the footer need to go until the end, or should it be like this? I think the footer should go until the end. Yeah, the footer should be like hugging the whole page. So, where did this issue come from? It comes from one of our things, from our container here. So, we're gonna remove this class name. This class name of container is not gonna be here, so this we can convert back to fragment, or excuse me, to this lovely thing, and then here we can paste it, and then as well in our navbar we want to have that again. So let me copy this. Download prettier. I have prettier, just don't have the config.prettier, and because you also don't have it yet, I assume, right? Because if you take the files that I gave you and you code with me, you still don't have prettier, so I'm suffering with you. But I will add prettier config once I push everything to the repo. Or use your own if you have it, for sure. Then I want text light. There we go. There we go. Cool. So we're not going to like push it to the bottom explicitly, because eventually once we add more and more stuff, it's gonna be pushed by itself. So for now, it's kind of like gonna be floating on the top, but as soon as our website gains more content, it's gonna be at the bottom. So disregard the position of it. Let's just add some stuff. So we have the brand again, which tells me that this is gonna be a component, right? Yeah. Okay, so why don't we just I'm gonna write it for next time. Extract to a component, because right now I just want to get this footer thing done. Why did we delete the div in app.js? So initially I added the div just because I needed to add a class name. Where was that? In the main.js. So we had a div here with the class name of the container, because I wanted everything to be like a little bit more shrunk on bigger screens. But since that doesn't help me with the footer, I will need to add it to the navbar specifically, and to this div where we're gonna have all the main content. And since I'm not using the class name here anymore, then there is no need to load necessarily a div. Yeah, like those elements can exist by themselves, but I cannot omit this because React doesn't allow it. Like you have to wrap it in something if you have more than one same level elements. So that's why. You could still keep it as a div. It's not gonna affect you much, I think, unless you have some specific style, but I prefer not to add divs where not needed, so that's why. So we have the footer ish. So let's just add maybe some, I don't know, like about, we're gonna make a tiny footer, or you want to make a big footer? I don't know. What do you want? What do you want? Tell me. Tiny, bigger? I don't know. So while you're answering me, I'm gonna find the icons here. Not Facebook. Twitter. What? point then? That's disappointing. Mega footer. Okay. Oh, and Robert, did that answer the question? Was that understandable how I explained? Alrighty, mega footer incoming. So, what do we have there? We have an about. It doesn't increase anything. Oh no. There we go. This is better, right? Yeah. So we have here columns, which are interestingly distributed, because why is there like a space here and then here and then here not? Tiny footer. So you want mega footer or tiny footer? It's easier. Yeah, tiny footer is definitely easier. Let's then keep it tiny. Again, those links, so some of them are gonna be legit, some of them are not. More not than yes. So the ones, you know what, like, I'm just gonna keep it like this, and I'm just gonna drop some names here. Makeup, supplements. I like how there is like about, skincare, supplements, makeup, and then men. Like, the category is so small that you can put all the makeup, skincare, fragrance for men in like one separate thing. We're not gonna do that. We're like, everything we have here is for everybody. So contact, right? And of course our brand, which for now we're going to take it from here. And this can be text yellow. There we go, very beautiful. So our navbar has the font Corona, which we also need. Font Corona, there we go. And every A is going to have, okay, so I'll show you how I would usually do that. Hey Sasha, hello, hello. All the elements under men are men related sections, lol. Yeah, well, I mean, you could actually go like to fragrance, and where is it? Here. So you could go to like skincare, right? And then select which one you want, for men or for women or whichever. Which actually is like, what's the difference? There's not that big of a difference. It's just like the smell of it, I guess, sometimes, but you can wear any smell you want regardless of your gender. And okay, so what I wanted to tell you is that usually how I would go about, like, if I have, so you see that you have the same like links here, I would have it like this: const links as that, And then I would have about, skincare, makeup. I mean the UX. Yeah, UX, and I also mean life. Contact. But yeah, in general, the UX is just like confusing, right? Because it's like, so, I don't know. Like if I would be shopping for somebody, right? Let's say I'm not buying for myself, so I automatically don't go for the women's department. I would still go to fragrance and I would try to search there for what I need. You know? That's a neat way of doing it. Yeah, I prefer that because then you can just do map.links. What am I doing? This is like a sign that it's time for me to leave soon. The link. And then you only have one, which in our case is going to be the router link eventually. And you can just pass here the link. And there you go. Should work. Yep, still works. And now we only need to add class name of margin rate. So wait a second. First of all, I think this whole thing should be in a div because I want to use, what do I want to use? I want to do a deflex, bootstrapping speaking. I want to do a flex and I want to do justify between. Yeah, so this way it's like push to the side. And I also want to do a margin X, so horizontal of 4. Oh no, padding X, sorry. So if you do a margin, it's actually going to affect your background color. But if you do padding, then it's going to be pushed like from the inside. Maybe 8. Oh, I don't know. Now like my eye is gonna hurt because of the perfectionism, but I'm gonna ignore that because that's not the end result and there's no sense in like doing that right now. Okay, and now this one, what I wanted is to have a margin left, probably here. Yeah. There we go. Cute. And of course, we also can have a padding, or can we do height? Let's have like a big height. That looks nice. Does it? In this case, we can also do padding Y of 4. Yeah. Not too bad, I would say, right? And then here we can have like a P tag where we're gonna add something about ourselves, who we are. ReactJS project of Welly. And this one we can do a class name of text dark gray. Oh, it's here. No. So if I want to just like not have this as a flex, can I do just block? No. I could do like a break, but that's hacky, which still didn't work. Okay, I would need to wrap all of this shebang in a div. It's really like the difference between being a coder and an architect is not that different. You're still building up things with tons of like tiny elements. Like this little div can be a room, you know, and this other div can be a balcony, and this whole thing can be the right wing of a building. That's how I see things. Is it gonna change now? Yes, it should. We can add this flex justify between right here. Last name. Save it. Yay! Cool. What about? Oh, we had already, right? Text small. Yeah. And looks kind of sad to me though. Extra small? Yeah. I don't like the colors of it. They're really bleh. I'm not sure if this yellow is working here. I think we need a much more prominent yellow. What do you think? It looked fine in the palette, but for some reason it looks like a little bit pukey. I don't know. Not really into like pukey. No. Refresh. There we go, and now I think this is more the color we're looking for. So this. Where is the Tailwind config? There we go. There. FF. Oh no. BD24. Cool. Yeah, what do you say? Was that a good idea? Wait a second, let me close the door. Okay, I'm back. So, what do you say? What do you think about our yellow? I guess it's too early to say, right? We will see it once we start like doing more things. What is this? Okay. That's a little bit weird to me as well, like this like situation here. Oh, you know what's also, again, it's like it's not aligned. So we need to do that. Or should we just remove this? This is just sad, I think. This is like a PD footer. So I'm gonna just revert what we had. So I removed the div that we had that is wrapping the A and the div. I think it looks that way in contrast to the black. Yeah, probably. So you think we're gonna have it different once we don't have it like that? Brain games, yeah. Oh, by the way, speaking of like colors and architecture and everything, so when I was studying architecture, we had one of my final exams was about like art and art history and theory of colors, and we had to like present this project where you put the same color on different backgrounds, and you need to say if it's like expanding or shrinking or everything. I failed this thing 3 times. I was like, the longer I was looking at it, everything was shrinking, everything was expanding. And I was just like, and the professor was like, you really don't see it? And I was like, I don't know, like you can say it differently. Kermas, thank you for subscribing. I was like, I don't know. So I'm probably not the best person to do those things, apparently. Also, that was kind of like when Googling things, or at least in my head, was still not a big thing, you know? So I think if I would do it now, I would like bomb my degree. It was still a good degree, but it involved a lot of like self stuff, and that's a lot. So let's remove this thing as well. Let's bring back our color, just like to have it. Oh no, don't die on me. Not yet. Okay. I'm not excited about it, but it's okay. The only thing that I do want to do now is to align this div. So there is like another option. So instead of like doing deflex and then align stuff, we can play with the line height. However, our div is that big because of the Welly brand. So I think we do need to align it ourselves, which is fine. Flex and then items, center. There you go, you see it went like poop. Nice. Welly, and then here we're gonna add some colors eventually. There's a lot of work to be done, like a lot. Okay, so I think we're ready with the footer and the navbar, and now we have our main thing, which is this one, and that one would depend. So this main is gonna change depending on what we're gonna be passing to it. What I mean is that if you go to /search, then it should be search and not main. And this we're gonna do with routing. Wait a second, before I continue talking, this one, I think this one needs to be lowercase. Does Tailwind has a class for that? Probably. Text. No. Font. Lowercase, there we go. Simple. Sometimes the classes are very simple. It's not like in Bootstrap where everything is like a little bit different, I guess. I don't know. It's like you need to know like the prefixes of them. And here you don't. Should we also do like the Welly lowercase? Is that the vibe we're going for? No. We're gonna do this lowercase. Yeah. So, could have just wrote lowercase, right? Home and search and about, but you cannot always rely on, so usually there is a chance that this you would be getting from an API, and you don't want to rely on somebody on a content manager actually like taking care and putting it like proper like capital letter and then lower letter and everything. So just like you do that in your CSS. Don't rely on other people doing that because they're gonna come to you. Then what was I saying? So we have that about skincare, blah 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 blah. Footer. Yeah, so what we're gonna be doing next, which is gonna be tomorrow because it's already 10 p.m. here. No, not tomorrow. We're gonna be doing it on Friday because tomorrow I have my fluffy friend coming for a visit, and we're gonna have a fluffy ball of love and happiness joining our streams every time I stream. She's probably gonna be sitting there. She's very cute. So yeah, she's gonna come in the evening and it's gonna be all excitement and everything. So I'm not gonna be able to stream tomorrow. So we're gonna be streaming on Friday, and it's gonna be a long one, right? We're gonna do like, how long do we do? Like 10 hours this time? No, I'm joking. I hope. No, maximum was 7, and I think that's reaching the maximum. So tomorrow, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna swap this main with children. So in here is gonna be something like this, children, and those children are gonna come from here. And tomorrow I'm gonna show you where children come from. Where children in React come from. That's gonna be the stream tomorrow. 10 hours, yeah, no. Like also considering that you need to work, right? Work and then, I don't know, do life stuff. So no. But yeah, we're gonna be doing routing Friday. We're gonna be doing more content basically. We're gonna start getting there. If we're gonna manage, we might even start doing something with the API, or maybe not. Depends how our routing is gonna go, how like setting up the things, how breaking it into little components with the router link and all of that is gonna work for us. Usually like the setup of the router is a little bit not tedious, but you really need to pay attention. So I cannot predict how it's gonna go. So yeah, let me revert that before that's gonna error. And I think that's gonna be our plan for Friday. So remember, we're not streaming tomorrow, we're streaming Friday. Tomorrow is not Friday, right? No, okay. So I'm gonna push whatever we did here now to GitHub. I said that I'm gonna push something else as well. Oh, the prettier config, that's what I wanna do. And then, yeah, and you should be able to have it so you can also like go through it yourself if you want. 10 hours, are you turning into Florin Pop? I don't know who that is. 10 hours was a joke. No, I'm not gonna stream for 10 hours. I actually have submitted a request for time off, but I cannot travel anywhere, so I'm not gonna be going anywhere. I'm gonna be still staying here. So I could probably stream for 10 hours, but I don't know how much our brain can actually understand in 10 hours of non-stop React. Like last time we did a very long stream, it was more kind of like of a cleanup and finishing things up, and that's one is fine. But when you actually need to focus on things, 10 hours might be a bit of a stretch, I think. A YouTuber and he did 10-11 hour streams. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's fun, I enjoy it, and even now I don't want to leave, even though it's almost 3 hours again. I always say like, oh, I'm just gonna stream for 1.5 hours. But yeah, that's not the case, because then you all come and then it's fun and then we talk and then I like also talk and then we code. So yeah, no, 10-11 hours, I don't know, not as good as yours, of course. Well, obviously, right? No, but thank you. Okay, thank you for really cheering me up. My mood was a little bit funky today this morning, so it turned around and I can go to bed peacefully with a clear head, with a lot of fun. So thank you for keeping me company as always. I'm very grateful for that, truly. And I'm gonna meet you on Friday then, and we're gonna figure out stuff like always, right? So also maybe I'm gonna stream early on Friday, earlier, right? See you on Friday. See you, Sasha. Maybe earlier. Let's see how work goes. I'll update on Instagram. I'll say that. And yeah, we'll see how things go. This is everything I can say. Things are just like flowing. So thanks. Good evening. Thanks, you too. So have a good evening, have a good night, have a good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. hope everything goes well, and I'll see you Friday. And until then, take care. Bye.